Hey guys, today I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna show you some of the rigs, or most of the rigs I use in pretty much most of my videos, because if I'm going for something and then I'm gonna go for it again, I don't really switch up, and I pretty much stick to the same rigs all the time, so I'm gonna show you guys some of my most used rigs, and how I rig them up pretty much, and what I use. So I think I'm gonna start with catfish, then I'm gonna go to carp, and then trout, and pretty much my bluegill rigs. And then bass. I pretty much usually use lures. So those are pretty much just what we're gonna do today, and show you how I tie them and what do I use. So hope you guys enjoy. I was scrolling through my most viewed videos the other day, and I came upon that top one. 10 comments. I was going through, reading the comments, seeing, reading everything I had already read pretty much. And there was one that I had never seen till, I think it was like 2-3 days ago. That one right there about, showing the rigs and stuff I use for beginners and how to cook them. Well, I don't do much cooking, but I can for sure show you the rigs, and that's how this came to be. So my catfish one is pretty simple. Well, one of them. I use two different types of rigs, and this is one of them. It's pretty much your main line. I like to use either 20 pound, between 15 to 20 pound test main line. I like to go down to my first hook, like that. And then, I'd say some 6 to 8 inches down. No, I think it's about 6 inches down. Have another one, and about a foot down from that is a 2-ounce sinker, and I like to use that pretty much a lot, because then you can kind of see where the fish are, if they're up higher, if they're down lower. A lot of time, if they're down lower, I'll just throw another one a lot closer to the weight and take this one off. But pretty much, so you guys can get an idea, that's kind of how long it is right there. So it's probably about 12 inches, 6 inches from those hooks. And I think it's like a 2-aught octopus hook. They're the ones that are already rigged up, already snailed. And then it goes down to my weight. And that's my first catfish rig that I like to use. My second favorite rig for catfish is this one here. I think it's a Carolina rig. I think that's what it's called. Usually I would use a bigger Usually I use a little bit bigger swivel, but that's all I had, so I just tied that on just to show you guys. But just your slip weight, then another 6 inches to one of these. I think I have the pack in here it came from. Yeah, there you go. Bait holder hooks, or like on this one, just snailed octopus hook. And those are the ones I like to use. And again, just 6 inches. So then pretty much it would be tied like this. I don't know why, but the thing I like about this is fish picks it up. They're going to pick it up and be able to go a little bit with it. See how it's pulling line? And you're not going to be able to see it much on your rod or anything, but they're going to be able to go quite a bit before it picks up the weight. So they could go from there to here before, like, just swimming off, being confident, eating it. So by the time they pick up the weight and they feel it, they're already hooked. And then that's when they're going to take off. So I feel like that just gives them a bigger chance to eat it and get hooked before your rod goes off. So I think that's pretty much the reason I like this one too. Our rig has a lot of little pieces, but once you get it all put together, it's actually super simple. So when you buy the method leads, this one has the 35-gram one. It comes with this. That one, method lead
then line to them. And it usually has a little swivel there, but I usually change that to a quick clip. That's right there. So what it is this goes in here like that. Goes in there like that. And that piece slides on. That's hard to do with one hand than I thought. Piece slides on. Piece slides on like that, and then you still have that inner part, and then that quick clip goes up inside of there. So when you pull it, you end up with that. So what it is I like the quick clip, quick clip here, because anytime a carp, you get a big carp and it breaks this part here, or the knot gets undone, or whatever happens, anything before this part here that happens to this, it gets frayed, have to retie or whatever, I like to use these rigs here. I get these off Amazon, and they're already tied, and they're hair rigs. And anytime anything happens to this, I just unclip it and clip it back on. It's kind of like a clip swivel, but it doesn't have the swivel part. And then from that, this is onto my main line here. And it goes down to meth lead, quick clip, goes straight to my leader, to my hair rig. And on the hair rig, I usually, once I'm actually using it, I'll have it like that, and I'll pull this little black piece right there that I'll pull up and have it come up like around here, and that hook stays, that fake horn stays right there. And then on top of the fake horn, I have the bait stoppers, so I can get everything to get off of it, or bait stops. And these are what the quick clips look like. And to put the corn on the hair rig, use a baiting needle. There's that little notch. So you take a needle and you put it all the way up to here. And then they have that loop on the end of the hair that you hook onto. And then you just grab your corn and push it up. And then with one of those bait stops, you cut it off like from there and put it through the loop and pull it. And that's how it is. And once you put your pack bait onto the meth lead, throw that right on top like that, and the little corn, you kind of bury the hook. Corn's just sitting there perked up like that. They'll come on sucking along. You'll get to the top of your hook and suck it up, and bam. That's what I like to use. So for my trout rig, pretty much goes from your main line. I like to use 5, probably maximum 10-pound test, and just put on a bobber. Any kind of bobber really works. I like the ones, not necessarily this one, but it has you don't attach it to the top. It just kind of goes to the bottom, so it kind of sits like that, but the line doesn't go through the top. You probably have 2 feet, and then you have about 1 to 2 feet, depending how much you have to work with on the bottom and how much weeds and stuff there is. And then I like to go to a split shot, and then lastly to a little hook. These ones I like to use, and also probably the smallest are these guys here. And then you could use this in 3 different ways. One way is you just put on a piece of worm on there, and you just throw it out and let it sink, like a regular bobber. Another one is these guys. And these guys, you throw it out and reel it in slowly, kind of like, just pretty much throw it out and cast it in. I'll show you how I rig them up. For these guys, you can kind of play with that, play with it a little bit, but just like that, you pass it in like that, and then once you throw it out, you just reel it in real slow, and the trout will go crazy on these things. These ones, And these guys, for some reason, I don't know why, but we killed them this year.
These guys?
Same thing. We used them in red, but pink, chartreuse, and green were the most effective ones, these guys. But we also caught them with these and these guys. These guys, I think, pink and white, and these guys were the most effective ones. And these guys, you just throw them on there like that, and same thing, just cast it out and retrieve it really slowly, and they go nuts. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but they just love them. So those are my main rigs I use for the main species I go after. Let's get this thing to focus. There we go. And if you guys have any questions, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys would like to see. Plans are throughout winter, mainly catfish fishing. Maybe still iffy, go to Mexico, do some more trolling. Be cool to get another sailfish, mahi-mahi, something like that. Spring, more trout, which I'm excited about. That was super fun.